And we're back with some more Arizona Coyotes franchise mode in FHM 10. And in this one, we have the playoffs of year number 6 after going 48, 29, and 5 during the regular season. And we are facing the Minnesota Wild in round number 1. So let's get right to it. Game number 1 against Minnesota will be a 2-1 Arizona victory. That's what you like to see. Shots of 34-32 in favor of Minnesota. 3 stars of the game are Furcus, Boldy, and Vayu. First period, you have Daxon Rudolph getting the scoring started for your Arizona Coyotes during these playoffs from Victor Fedorov and Nicholas Eriksson to make it 1-0. Second period, you have Xavier Vayu, the captain, from Furcus and Salmanen to make it 2-0. And the third period, you have Mikey Burchild for Minnesota, makes it 2-1, but that is it for scoring in this game. And we're up 1-0 in the series. All right, here we go. Game number 2 will be a 4-1 Arizona victory. Let's go, boys. Shots are 38-31 in favor of Arizona this time. 3 stars of the game, Cardona, Berkoyev, and Metcalf. First period, you have Rhett Sather with a goal from Gavin and Stenberg. Get the scoring started 43 seconds in, I should say. Minute 24, you have Eric Lundqvist, the waiver pickup from earlier in the year from Metcalf and Cardona. So I believe that is the 4th line and the 3rd defensive pair chipping in there. In the second period, you have Cameron Cardona scoring from Berkoyev and Salmanen to make it 3-0. Then in the third period, you have Berkoyev from Lundqvist to make it 4-0. And then Trevor Connolly with the short end of goal makes it 4-1 Minnesota. But that was it for the game, and we are up 2-0 in the series. And game number 3 will be a 4-2 Minnesota victory. Shots are 26-25 in favor of Arizona. 3 stars of the game are Connolly, Sather, and Ogren. First period, you have Cole Hudson with the goal for Minnesota to make it 1-0. Second period, Rhett Sather scores to make it 1-1 from Ivar Stenberg and Nicholas Christensen. Then you have Stevie Grumley for Minnesota to make it 2-1. Then Liam Ogren scores on the power play to make it 3-1. Cameron Kuzma scores for us to make it 3-2 from Rhett Sather and Nikolai Berkoyev. And Mikey Burchild scores soon after that to make it another 2-goal deficit in favor of Minnesota. Third period, you have no scoring, and that is it for that game. And we are currently at a 2-1 series. All right, game number 4 will be a 6-4 Arizona victory. That's what you like to see. Shots are 45-34 in favor of Arizona. 3 stars of the game, Hamilton, Rossi, and Lundqvist. First period, you have Nicholas Eriksson with the goal, getting the scoring started from Fedorov and LaCroix. And then you have Kuzma later on in the period from Lundqvist and Berkoyev to make it 2-0. Second period, you have Jordan Gavin with the goal in the start of the period from Hamilton and Stenberg to make it 3-0. Furcus with the goal from Vayu and Denoye to make it 4-0. And then Ogren and Burchild with back-to-back goals for Minnesota to make it 4-2. And then heading into the third period, you have Hudson 9 seconds in to make it 4-3, but Christensen scores from Vayu and Salmanen to make it 5-3. Beckman scores on the power play to make it 5-4, and then Michkov scores with about a minute 30 remaining in the period from Lundqvist and Hamilton to make it the 6-4 victory for your Arizona Coyotes. We are up 3-1 in the series, and here we go. Elimination game. Let's go into it. First period underway, and there's a goal for Cameron Kuzma, making it 1-0 from Berkoyev and Cardona, but there's a goal to follow it up from Mikey Burchild to make it 1-1. As we head into the second period, tied at 1. Come on, Arizona. Oh, man. Alex Donovan with the goal for Minnesota late in the second period to put Minnesota up 2-1. And now it's 3-1. Marco Rossi with the goal at 2:59 remaining in the second period. And we have a bit of a hill to climb here in the third. Come on, Arizona. There it is. Nicholas Eriksson with the goal from LaCroix and Fedorov makes it 3-2. Can we get another? Nope. Koji Gibson with the goal to make it 4-2 with 5 seconds left, and that'll be it. We are still up 3-2 in the series, thankfully, but let's not push this to a game 7 here. So here we go. Game number 6 going into this one as well. First period underway. Come on, Arizona. Oh, man. Liam Ogren with the goal makes it 1-0 Minnesota, and we are heading into the second period down by 1. There it is. Daxon Rudolph with his second goal of the playoffs from Michkov, and Kuzma makes it tied at 1. But there's a goal for Stevie Grumley for Minnesota to make it 2-1. We are halfway through the second period now, and we are still down by 1. There's another one from Liam Ogren from Rossi and Boldy. We're now down by 2 heading into the third period once again. But there's a goal by Andrew LaCroix, all right, from Eriksson and Denoye. Only down by 1 now. Come on, Arizona. There it is. Jagger Furcus with the goal from Stenberg and Michkov. We are tied at 3. Come on, Arizona. Oh, man. Rowan McCord with the goal to make it 4-3 late in the third period. Come on, Arizona. Oh, man, we're going to game 7. Not what you like to see. Shots at 46-39 in favor of Minnesota. 3 stars of the game. Kostadinov, Michkov, and Ogren. Come on, boys. Don't blow this. William Massell, you need to stand on your head here. I need you to stand on your head. Oh, my goodness. Marco Rossi with the goal. An early one, too. Not favorable. Etienne Morin. Isn't he a former player of ours? I'm pretty sure he's a former player of your Arizona Coyotes. Yes, indeed. Former Arizona Coyotes player comes back to bite us. Oh man, this is just great. Cole Hudson, what are you doing, LaSalle? Oh my god. Oh my god. 3 goals against on 5 shots. That's just great. Jagger Furcus with the goal to put a stop to the bleeding a little bit, but we still got quite a bit of work to do, and we can't let them get any more. Come on, guys. Second period time. Come on, Arizona. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Cousin Dinoff with the goal. Makes it 4-1. Not looking good. There's 5-1. Yep. Yep. Oh, man. Oof. Ouch. We went up 3-1 in the series and we lose 3 straight. Unreal. Coco did well in the time that he was in that there. 23 saves on 25 shots against, 920 save percentage. But man, those first 3 goals against by LaSalle, what in the world? Shots of 33-29 in favor of Arizona. 3 stars of the game, Rossi, Skinner, and Hudson. Well, yikes. That's a tough one to swallow. So what's it been now? Second round exit, first round exit, first round exit, no playoffs, first round exit. Oh man, that is terrible. You hate to see it. What's going on stats-wise for the playoffs here? 5 points for Bakoyev and Stenberg. So despite having only 7 points during the regular season in 41 games, he comes out to play with 5 points during the playoffs. All right, I see you, Bakoyev. I see you. Stenberg did what I expected him to. He had 72 points during the regular season, 5 points during the playoffs. Kuzma with 4. Furcus, Eriksson, Lundqvist, and Mitchkov with 4. 3 for Sather, Cardona, Veilleux, Lacroix, Fedorov, and Salminen. 2 for Rudolph, Gavin, only 2 for Gavin, really. Christensen with 2. Hamilton and Denoye also with 2. 1 for Metcalf. Then 0 for Foyston, Tuarila, who I don't believe played. No, he did not. Fox and Price. Let's see, how did we do in goal? William Massell with a 907 save percentage. Yeah, I mean, he did all right, but it was just those last 3 games in particular that 5-1 loss, 4-3 loss, 4-2 loss. Because, I mean, game 1 was a 2-1 win. Solid win for him. 4-1 win. Another solid game for LaSalle. 4-2 loss. I mean, you could pin that on both goaltending and the offense. I mean, 2 goals is not really enough. 6-4 win. Offense came through clutch there. But those last 3 games, man. Oh, man. You just hate to see it. So I guess with that being said, we'll take a look at our cap obligations for next year and get a head start on starting to sign some of our players who have contracts expiring. And at the moment, we have 77.8 of team cap going into next year, meaning we don't have much room here. One of Berkoyev or Eriksson, I think, has to go. Because I think I would like to bring Coco back if possible, if he's not going to cost too much, because he was solid for us when he needed to be. 2.5. I mean, if he could keep up the pace that he was going at basically all year, you know, between us and San Jose with that 939 save percentage, he's definitely worth it. Between Eriksson and Berkoyev, I think I got to go Eriksson. I mean, he's been much better overall than Berkoyev's been. I mean, I know Berkoyev's younger, but man, his career has just been so underwhelming so far. Like 4 points, 13 points, 7 points. Like just, I mean, I know he had a good performance this past playoffs, but that hardly makes up for it. So it is not very physical, only 16 hits. Yeah, I'm not feeling Berkoyev. I think he's got to go. We'll qualify him for sure, but I think we're going to trade his rights because he's just not there. I'd rather sign Eriksson. Much rather sign Eriksson because he at least had some form of success this year offensively. 35 points in 69 games played. Only 56 hits, so, you know, he's not that physical, but at least he can score. Metcalf, I think I'm going to sign as long as he doesn't cost too much. 1.4. I mean, we really have to be careful with our cap right now, considering that I do want to sign Eriksson and I do want to sign Coco as well. Then there's also Lundqvist, who he was solid being a waiver pickup. He had a 69 defensive grade. I mean, that's really solid. 2.6. Yeah. I mean, they all want decent money. And I'm not sure if it's money that we have, considering, yeah, we only had, like I said, 77.8 already in cap. Yeah, this is going to take some thought. I don't know about Tuarila. I think I might trade his rights because he's already 23 and he hasn't really shown me much at the NHL level, especially. I mean, I know he was only given 20 games, but I'm not really a fan of his ratings, to be honest. Yeah, I would say the top 3 players I want to sign here are Eriksson, Coco, and Lundqvist, but we definitely do not have enough room for all of them. At most, we can only sign 2 of them. Just based off the fact that we're losing Berkoyev this year, I would say Eriksson's definitely a priority. and then Coco with how he performed, and then probably Lundqvist would be my last priority when it comes to the players that we're signing. So I'm going to give Eriksson a contract, and we managed to agree on 2.35 for the next 4 years. We'll definitely do that. And Coco, he wants 2.5, and we have agreed on 2.42 for 3 years. So there you go. Both Coco and Eriksson have signed their new deals, and that means when we take a look at our finances, cap obligations, 82.6 going into next season. Yeah, Berkoyev's going to have to get traded. Lundqvist probably going to have to get traded. We do have his rights. Metcalf, how much does he want? 1.4. Yeah, he's going to have to, I think he's going to have to get traded as well. Then Keenan Fox is probably going to have to go as well. He wants 1.5. And frankly, he wasn't very impressive. Only 5 points in 37 games played last year. Yeah, I think that's everybody. All right, so I think with all that being done, we will advance and see who wins the Stanley Cup. And your 2034-35 Stanley Cup champions are the Columbus Blue Jackets, winning their first Stanley Cup championship, winning over the Calgary Flames. They beat... what? They went 16-0? Are you kidding me? Wow. Wow. I didn't even notice that in the simulation. I thought it was going quickly. Like, I knew I didn't see Columbus up there too much, so I was saying, well, okay, maybe they got 1 sweep or maybe 2, but I didn't think, wow, I didn't think they got 4 sweeps. They did not lose a single game in the playoffs. What in the world? I don't think that's ever been done before, at least not from what I can remember. Good job, Columbus. I commend you. That's incredible. That's a incredible achievement. Every once in a while on this channel, something incredible will happen in a GM mode, and that is, I certainly count that as one. I mean, despite the fact that it didn't happen to our team, I mean, it would have been nice, but you know, it's still incredible the fact that it even happened in the first place. Like, when I think back on all the GM modes that I've done over the years, there are certain moments that stand out to me, like that I still remember clearly. For example, back in, I think it was NHL 21, where I had traded for a first round pick a year and a half prior to when that draft actually took place. And it ended up being the first overall pick the same year that we had won the Stanley Cup. That I count that as, you know, one of the incredible moments. So obviously, once again, that didn't happen to us, but it's still definitely a memorable moment. All right, Marco Sturm, what to do? He did not have a great year number 1, being last year. However, we rebounded in the regular season this year, but yet another first round exit. You know what? We did well enough this year. Maybe we've been through a lot of change recently. Maybe the fact that we went up 3-1 in the first round is a good sign, but it's also, you know, the fact that we lost 3 straight afterwards that tell me not to do this. But I think I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, just based off the fact that we drastically improved during the regular season last year. I think I'll give him 1 more chance. I'll give him 2 more seasons, and we'll see what happens. But let's be real. This franchise's entire success, basically so far, has relied on one man, and that is William Lassell. But even 2 years ago, when he was, you know, he had a stellar performance in the playoffs, 935 save percentage in 6 games played, team still couldn't come through for him. So I think it really comes down to, we need our skaters to pull their weight. You know, because we can't be relying on William Lassell for everything, because obviously, you know, he has his rough patches. I mean, we see basically at the start of every season, he goes through a little bit of a rough patch before he really gets going, you know. And that's been, I'm pretty sure that's been a pattern basically every season so far. So we need to make sure that we're able to cover for that. And obviously we did a good job of that this regular season, but during the playoffs, we just sort of fell flat, especially after the 3-1 lead. And part of that blown lead can be placed on Lassell. You know, he only had 907 save percentage. I mean, that's not terrible, but, you know, just given the context of being up 3-1, I would have liked him to clutch up a little bit more. But that's not to say that our offense couldn't have done better either. Like, game 7, only 1 goal for. Game 5, only 2 goals for. Obviously, there was that 6-4 win. There was that 4-1 win. But overall, we could have done much better against Minnesota. So with that, let's advance to the NHL awards. All right, here we go. Time for the awards ceremony. For the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Maurice Richard, you have none other than Connor Bedard. This season had 122 points and a 50-goal year. He's really taken over now, I think, is the best player in the league. Don't really see Connor McDavid's name up here anymore. He's probably getting up there in age. I mean, yeah, I'm the same age as McDavid, so yeah, he's 37 now, or maybe 38. He might be a little bit older than me. Yeah, he's 38. I mean, he's not really hitting that 100-point mark anymore, but still, I mean, mid to high 90s in terms of point scoring. still very much a force to be reckoned with. We'll see how long he's able to stay in the league. And the Lady Bing goes to Kevin Mahler of Minnesota, 27-year-old left winger, 64 points this year. The Bill Masterton goes to Brady Cleveland of Boston, 30-year-old left defenseman, 36 points. And the Mark Messier Leadership Award goes to Leon Draisaitl, currently on Washington. And the Jennings Trophy goes to Ryan Stewart of Columbus. Yeah, that seems well deserved there, especially after that incredible cup run, although obviously the Jennings Trophy is a regular season trophy. And for the Hart Trophy between Dahlin, Bedard, and Reese Jamieson goes to Connor Bedard, of course, with 122 points in 79 games played. The Conn Smythe goes to Ryan Stewart. Yep, a 940 save percentage and 4 shutouts. Jesus. For the Calder between, Pio Do Hyun, Anton Lapta, and Dan O'Lee, it is Pio Do Hyun. The right winger for the New York Islanders, 54 points in 77 games played. For the Norris between Rasmus Dahlin, Noah McKinnon, and Samuel Lee Jacobson goes to Rasmus Dahlin, 84 points in 82 games played for Buffalo. For the Selke between Alex Johansson, Max Melicharik, and Nicholas Christensen. Come on, Christensen. There you go. Nicholas Christensen finally wins it for your Arizona Coyotes. That's his second time winning the Selke. His last time was in 29-30 when he was with the Rangers. And for the Vezina between Gabriel Dyke, William Lassell, and Thomas Kieswetter, it is William Lassell. There it is. So he finally manages to pick up another Vezina, with his last one being in the 2031-32 season. 2 Vezinas under his belt. I mean, he's got a pretty solid career now. He just needs that Stanley Cup. Executive of the Year between Tim Pattison, Pierre Dorian, and Teemu Numminen. It is Pierre Dorian of Columbus with 56 wins. And the Jack Adams between Will Wannell, Jim McCord, and Paul Coles. It is Jim McCord of Columbus. Are we signing anybody this year who has a signing deadline coming up? Nope. These are all so bad. Oh my goodness. Yeah, not signing anybody this year that has a signing deadline coming up. Like all these players are expiring this year for the signing deadline and not signing any of them. And then UC Sirene, right? He was our first round pick, I believe, from last year. Let's check out how he did this year. 26 points in 28 games played, 69 grade, not bad. And with that, we will simulate up to the last day of the 2034-35 season and get our report card. And here's our 2034-35 season summary. We reached the playoffs, had a winning season and a winning percentage of .600 or better. And we met our objective. No negative categories, longevity bonus of 5, bringing our season score to 29 and total career score so far of 143. And I think I will continue to boost those coaching ratings here. Get tactics up to 17, I'll say, and then player motivation up to 15. All right, and with that, we're on July 1st, heading into year number 7. But I think that'll be about it for this one. It's been quite an eventful episode already, so we'll end things off here. And the next one, we'll decide what to do in the offseason heading into year number 7.